Hi, everybody. It's time to do a little recording today, a little reading to you. Thank you, David. I'm just going to read this. And Simon said I had too much coffee. He needs to balance my shafi. And I copied this on May 12th of 2014, probably from a YouTube video. I transcribed it. Gosh, it's long, but I'll read it to you. We as human beings have a severe limitation. We do not see the reality of our physical universe. By the way, this is by David Lewis Anderson. And this universe, if you want to go one step further, this universe of information, of energy and information as it is, we see it as we are. The way we observe and the way we experience the three dimensions of space and of time is in large part due to our biological and cultural evolution. As a human race, we don't understand time. We don't want to a lot of times because it's linked to our own mortality. Other times because people are too busy shrinking all the magic in the world and this universe to the size of their daily routines and material possessions. And other times because if they can't, the function of the human mind, a lot of scientists will tell you, is to rationalize your observations that you perceive through your senses, which are limited in the real world, with what you believe in your mind. And with all those limitations, we do not see time and space the way it is. We see it the way we are. And for those of you who would disagree with that listening to this show, look at some of the basic cultures. There are cultures in Africa, even in the Americas, that basically have no concept within their language of past, present, and future. Time doesn't exist for them. They never talk about the temporal quality of the event. They only talk about the quality of the event's occurrence. They never talk about things in terms of past, present, and future. Entire cultures that exist on this planet today, in more limited numbers as our thinking gets narrower and narrower through the generations, sometimes I feel that proof that time is a product of our biological and cultural evolution and severely limited by our senses. Look at the philosophy of time and understand through that how little we as a human race know about time, and then find what interests you and then learn about it. On our website, we talk about time, the nature of time itself. We talk about the history of measuring time, definitions and standards. We talk about time in religion, philosophy, and physics. We talk about time-controlled technology. The website is dedicated to free information. What I encourage people to do is read and learn. Find something that interests you and read and learn. I'd also encourage you, there are three options available to you to stay in touch with what's happening around the world. The first is the Time Research Association. You'll find right on the home page a link to join that. You can follow us on Facebook or Twitter. We don't inundate people with a lot of information, but we do monitor activity and what's happening around the world with regards to time, time control, and time travel. And we make it immediately available. We also offer what we call an online world encyclopedia of time, one of the largest collections of information on time, time control, and time travel in the world. Also, we offer a lot of educational programs and packages available for free download via the site. So I would encourage you to experiment and look at the site. The only way we're going to avoid the first grade time war between all these countries that are developing time travel, what countries will attempt to destroy each other, and even in some cases before they even exist, by re-engineering historical timelines. These technologies are being applied. The consequences to everybody are severe. We're not talking about just modifying one or two events. We're talking about modifying aspects of reality, even individuals' own existence, through inappropriate application of this type of technology. So the only way we're going to solve that problem is through transparency and bringing this information out in the open. And what I encourage everybody to do is get online, look at this information, help pass the word, and help us make a demand to government officials around the world to start making public the type of work they're funding and developing today. Many of us have followed the great developments in space-time physics in time control technology. For those of us inside the circle, we're aware of the people who are becoming aware. A really great disquiet that's gathering around the topic. This has raised almost every aspect going on around the world, and we see this occurring now with an exponential increase. And the outcries we're hearing over the risk of re-engineering past timelines and the impact this could have on the planet and the human race. This isn't theory anymore. It's possible to send information forward and backwards in time to create new historical timelines and many other applications. The benefits are, to some of us, the benefits might be obvious and wonderful. This is no longer science fiction we want to celebrate. But by doing these things, we can actually risk changing the very makeup of our reality. And do we, as a human race on this planet, really know what the long-term impact on individuals, the human race and this entire planet will be? When you look at this, I want you to try to think about what are the benefits? But more importantly, how does one judge what is really useful? There's a really complex web of interdependencies characterize any reality. I'm going to read that sentence again. There's a really complex web of interdependencies that characterize any reality. And when we start re-engineering timelines, honestly, other than to those of us who are totally enthralled with the technology for the sake of the technology itself, the ability to characterize the complex web of interdependencies and the impact it could have seem well beyond our capacity to predict the impact. How is this going to affect human evolution if we manipulate history? We might be forcing an unnaturally and quick way to change. It's not saying we should stop our developments in this area. It's simply to point out that we must insist and become aware of the awesome implications of the new area of science. The most urgent questions that arise have more to do with ethics than the actual technology in the laboratory of generating closed timeline curves and all the science that goes into making these applications possible. The challenge is really now correctly applying our knowledge and using this power in relation to the new possibilities as we open up these new applications. These are the issues. And that looks like it was at minute 27 in this interview. David Lewis Anderson. I copied it on May 12th, 2014, and it probably was uploaded well before that time. Hope that that you enjoyed my reading to you, and I hope that you're having a most beautiful sunny day as we are here. Thanks for coming.